YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Steph. So a guy asked me on my Instagram, man, I was doing I do these things like once every month or something, like ask questions, you know what I'm saying? The guy asked me if there's anything that you can change in the past, what would it be? What would you do different, your younger self? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man, nothing, bro. Um, all the achievements, I didn't even have a lot of achievements in my life like that. You know what I'm saying? I had more failures than achievements. And the failures really made who Steph Code is today. If there was no such thing as failure, there would be no Steph Code, right? The experiences that I went through I'm still young, but at a younger age when I was a kid, that taught me to be the man who I am today. You know what I'm saying? The experiences that I went through as a younger man, right? The experiences of heartbreak, right? The experiences, oh, you can't do that with that specific girl. You can't do this to women. You got to unlearn that. You have to escape the matrix, because if I didn't experience and learn these things at a young age, I'll still be living a blue pill life like majority of men live. Y'all got to understand, it's only 95% of population, people just blue pill. Something like maybe 5%. I dumb it down. Maybe 3% of us that's red pill aware, that's woke. That's aware to the truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And what you have to understand is failure. You need failure in your life to teach you a lesson. Right? When I needed failure when I had to deal with no lights and no electricity. No electricity, no water. Right? I needed to go through that to learn how to go through adversity. I needed to go through, eating hamburger helper and eating ramen noodles for, 2 weeks until I got me a job. I needed to go through, then when I got the job and I worked there for 2 to 3 months and they fired me and let me go, and I never went back to a job ever since. I needed to go through that because that groomed me, that made me, those sacrifices made me who I am today. Those learning lessons made me who I am today. Right? And that's just what you got to do. I had to go through when I was driving my 01 Alero back in Milwaukee, driving to Menominee Falls to the movies, right? Going on a movie date, and my car shaking. Why my car shaking? Because I got to change my tires. Until one day, my tire was just flat. So I had to go through that experience to know, always change my tires. Always rotate my tires. Always get new tires. Right? You got to know these things. I had to go through the experience of seeing my siblings move back in with my parents all the time because they weren't smart with their money. So what does that tell Steph Code at a young age? Don't do what they do. So, I'm glad that I went through failures. I'm glad that I made mistakes. I'm glad that I messed up my credit at a young age. I had a $5,000 Best Buy credit card and I maxed it out. And it made my credit score all the way down to like a 570. But I'm working on building it up. I'm working on building that bad boy up to a 700. And I want an 850 credit score. It's gonna take some time. But if I wouldn't have went through that, I wouldn't be where I am today. If I would have never got my heart broken by the women that I dated, fellas, I wouldn't be on YouTube telling my story. That's why I told the story of the woman that broke my heart. Because she broke my heart. And I'm not ashamed to tell the story because all of us can relate to that. All of us guys can relate to that. Right? I took a risk. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that I got kicked. I'm glad that I got kicked off the track team because I learned something about being arrogant and being prideful. I got kicked off the track team because I thought I was better than everybody. I thought I was the best when I wasn't the best, and my coach showed me I wasn't the best, and he kicked me off. And I told myself, what I'm gonna do with my life? What I'm gonna do with my life now? Because I ain't going to college. I ain't finna run track. I'm not the fastest. I couldn't even finish my senior year in track. Right? Because he kicked me off. What lesson did they teach me at a young age? Always be humble. Don't matter where you at, how successful you are, how much money you have, always be humble. Don't act like you're better than nobody. And that's why I do what I do. I don't showboat. I don't boast. I don't brag about how much money I make. I don't show off the items that I have. Because I don't care about that. If you see me, you see me. But I learned that at a young age. right? I learned that at a very young age. I learned that if I get a woman pregnant at a young age, I hope I got some income coming in. If I don't have no income, I'm screwed. How do I know I'm screwed? Because I seen other people be screwed in that situation. So everything that I went through at a younger age is who I am today. Is what I went through made Stephens Cole. If I would have never went through what I went through, it wouldn't be no Stephens Cole. It wouldn't. He wouldn't exist. He wouldn't exist. If Bruce Wayne's parents didn't die, he wouldn't be who he was today. Tragedy, failure, all adversity, you got to know how to deal with those things because those things make you stronger. I'm going to tell you this, bro. If you complain all day, you already know what I say, fam. You stay the same. Those things that you're going through have to motivate you or groom you or teach you lessons so you don't do those things in the future. Oh, I know if I do this with this chick, this going to happen. Well, you smart to not do that anymore. You smart. I got in my first car accident. What was I doing? Speeding when the person was turning right. So what did that teach me? It don't matter how fast I'm going. If the person in front of me brake lights come on, I'm braking. Because that taught me a lesson. Why you not braking if they braking in front of you, G? Because you think you faster than everybody? What you racing for? The race ain't paying your rent. That's that ego. If he braking in front of you, brake. I'm braking. That's the lesson that I learned as a youngin. Right? That's the lesson that I learned. And those lessons, fellas, is gonna make you stronger. You're going through adversity. You're going through failure. You gotta fail in order to succeed. You have to. Failure, and I'm gonna be honest, failure is what makes you greater. Failure is what pushes you. It's what pushes you. It's what makes you stronger. It's what makes you better. Right? I still think about when I didn't make the varsity basketball team in high school. I still think about that still to this day. I still think about the dudes that made fun of me when I first working out at that new gym in Milwaukee. I still think about, my so-called friends was making fun of me when I moved to Texas and I was telling them my dreams and what I wanted to do and how much money I wanted to earn. You sure that's going to work? You sure? Y'all remember crying in the car. You sure that's going to work? You sure you can deal with that? I don't know, bro. You're going to have to get a job, man. You're going to have to just work a job, bro. I don't know. Never say never. Them kind of people. Right? When I was dealing with adversity, when I got fired over and over and over and over, what was the lesson it was telling me? Most I was saying, bro, the job ain't for you, sir. The job ain't for you. A job is not for you, Stephens Cole. I have something bigger in plan for you. But if I wouldn't have went through those lessons, I wouldn't have learned that. And while I was going through those lessons, the people that was trying to hold me back was saying, never say never. Because a never say never person is always negative because his misery loves the company. So he wants you to be miserable right where he is, with his kids, with his wife that's cheating on him, and he's still broke month after month. But they tell him you never say never because you never want to go to a pandemic of a lifestyle. It's a pandemic because you're panicking inside of a 9-to-5 life that you don't even want to be, G. And you tell him, I'm never going back to that life. Never say never. He's saying never say never because he wants you to be where he is, G. And I'm not going to be where you is, G. Because I'm not you. I'm Stephens Cole, G. I'm never going back to a 9-to-5. Never. Never. I'm never going back to the blue pill life. Never. Because that is who I am. And the failures that I went through in my life at a young age, dog, they groomed me to who the man I am today. Oh, Steph, we're going to let you go, man, because we just don't need you. Hire me, let me go. Hire me, let me go. Hire me, lie to me, let me go. They always call me and let me go when I'm on my way back home in the car. Look at the cameras. I ain't even leave. And then guess what they tell me? Oh, Steph, you don't even fit. We just don't fit. We just don't need you, son. And guess what I said in my head? I'm never in my life going back to no job. What I look like. What I look like going back to a job. If I do what I love for a living. I told myself at 3.5 years ago, I told myself I could make $2,000, $1,500 a month doing what I love. I ain't never going back to no job. And I've been self-employed ever since. But if I wouldn't have went through the failures, I wouldn't be where I am today. A lot of y'all scared to fail. You learn from that. I'm playing 2K and I'm playing 2-3 zone. If I know my point guard supposed to only be at the top left key and he all on the right left side of the key, I already know the opponent's going to get an open 3 every possession because I'm not playing my cards right. So I learned from that. But if I keep making the same mistakes, that's on me. That's on you. If you don't change, you'll never be where you want to be, G.